Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 6th, 2021 Mars trans Pluto reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. How will Scorpio be affected by the September 6, 2021 Mars trans Pluto? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Ooh, goodness. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Excuse me. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our hearts, our emotional selves. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have Temperance at the bottom. So if we're born on the cusp with Sagittarius, this is going to be coming through very powerfully within our rooted energy. Also, if we have Sagittarius within our natal chart. In our inner self, we have the Six of Air, the Six of Swords. That's really beautiful. We have the Five of Cups, change your mind and change your life. And we have the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if we are born on the cusp with Libra, this is coming through very powerfully in our public self. Also, if we have air sign energy within our natal chart. Now let's look at the energy we have to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Scorpio needs to be mindful of? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The King of Wands. So the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time is the energy of fire, the energy of force and determination. It can almost feel like destruction during this time, but it's not going to really be a destructive power. So with Mars, Mars is the god of war. It's Aries in the Greek tradition of it. You know, Aries became Mars in Roman mythology of the god of war. And so Aries is represented by the Emperor. And that's a fire sign right here. So what Spirit is saying here, and what Spirit kind of distracted me with, is that there's a sense of the fire burning very brightly within us, and that it can actually become too consuming. So what it is that we can kind of become obsessed with something during this time. And not in a good way, not in a way that like, oh my gosh, this really betters my life, I'm going to become obsessed with it. It's like, oh my gosh, I need to absolutely get everything done right now, and it's actually going to be harmful to ourselves because we're not giving ourselves time to rest, time to rejuvenate, time to connect. We're also going to be very drawn to people who kind of have these, like, it's like everything has to be done right away. And it's like trauma drama, but yeah, it's trauma drama people. We're going to be very drawn to them because we're going to think, oh, they're getting things done, or oh, they have that intensity that we need during this time. And it's like, no, they need to balance it out. If they don't balance it out, we're going to find ourselves just getting really agitated. It's like the water is constantly boiling until it all is boiled away and it can light on fire. So we have to be mindful of that. And that's just the energy that Spirit is letting me see here. Now let's look at our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. So it's 2 right here. We have the third eye chakra and the solar plexus chakra. So it's dreams and personal power. Our dreams are going to be what's giving us our personal power during this time. If we open ourselves up to our dreams, to what we desire, to why we're on this earth, and to what we want from our lives, that's where the power comes from. That's where the determination comes from. That's where the focus comes from. And that's where we get to open up the door and say, this is me, this is what I want for my life, this is what I need for my life, this is who I am. Now with Mars trans Pluto, this power of force and determination is not something that's surprising, because this is a time of intense force. Okay, this is a time where we have this strong urge and this strong will to be heard. We are determined to achieve success, whatever that success will be for us for this time. Utilizing this power, upholding this power, moving forward in this tenacious tenacity is going to be so important to us. And what Mars is going to act on during this time is Pluto's evolutionary drive for healing, transformation, and rebuilding. And as Mars acts on this, Mars, the doer, the conqueror, the warrior, it's saying, can I conquer through healing? And that sounds so odd, but it's like, can I heal so that I conquer my fears? So that I look myself in the eye and embrace what I need to do, know what I need to do, without shying away from it, without saying, oh no, not yet, or oh no, I couldn't. And with this comes a rebuilding of our dreams, a rebuilding of our desires, a rebuilding of our focus and force forward. This is a time that has us easily expressing our desires, our passions, and our wants. It's like, why am I here? All of a sudden we become focused on that again. Instead of, this is the endless drudgery of what I have to do and the endless routine of what needs to get done. It's like, I am focusing on my purpose, on my desire, on finding my purpose. You know, people might say, Jane, I don't know my purpose. Well, it's starting to turn towards our blessings instead of our curses. And curses is such a dramatic word. But instead of all the negativity that people have shoveled on top of our shoulders, it is time to say, I am embracing my power, my intuition, my desire, and my abilities. Because during this time, all right, when Mars trans Pluto, is also the time to develop and to share our intuitive and psychic abilities. Time to break down the door and say, oh, I'm not good enough, and now say, oh, yes, I am. Because as we do so, there's going to be this aura around us that emanates our sensuality, our sexuality, our power, and our purpose. That lets us step into our bodies and ourselves unapologetically, fiercely, and brilliantly. And it leads us to temperance. It leads us to needing balance, to needing transformation, to needing to cleanse away impurities, because when you boil water, you kill off the bacteria. And that's going to be what we do during this time. We embrace our hearts and our souls and ourselves. We embrace a subtle transformation. And the transformation is water into tea. And so, it might not be as grand as water into wine, but it is powerful. This is going to be a time where we see ourselves transforming. We see ourselves becoming. We see ourselves ruminating in the leaves, in the tea, in the essences that we desire and power that we need. It opens up our doors. It opens up our eyes. It shows us ourselves beautifully, powerfully, and intuitively. And it leads us to a place of balance, to a place of greater understanding, Scorpio. But it leads us to the 6 of air, the 6 of swords, where we gather up what is most sacred to us and we move forward, kind of out of danger. Or, we move forward being able to embrace our lives, embrace what we want, not having the little, swans have to worry about the fox, or the mother and the father have to worry about the fox. This is a time where we can see kind of the things, the rocky waters. We can see where things will get rough. We can see how things will be rough. But we can see more firmly and more powerfully what we are growing, what we desire, what we want, what we need within our lives and within ourselves. The way that we're saying, no, now it's time to go after me. Now it's time to build forward and bring forward what my heart wants from this world and what my soul absolutely needs. It brings us to the Five of Cups. Change your mind and change your life. That's important. Because if we look at things in the way where the Five of Cups shows, with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, where you have the spilt over cups, the 3 spilt over cups and the 2 that stand. You're looking at heartbreak, pain, and disappointment. You're looking what has stained our soul, what has taken away our joy, what we think, oh my gosh, how can I not be this anymore? How do I get rid of this shame, get rid of this hurt, get rid of this anger, get rid of this pain? How do I get to be who it is that my heart needs to be, my soul desires to be? And the Five of Cups is saying, stop looking at what has gone wrong. Stop looking at the heartbreaks and the pains and the disappointments and the angers and the upsets. And start looking at the unifying love that we have. Even if it's just the love of humanity. And we might sit there and say, oh, please, look at the world. Look at everything that's going on. The unifying love of humanity. That's absolute nonsense. And that's okay, we can feel that way, most definitely. But there is still beauty here. There are still people connecting and opening their hearts and embracing love. And that's where we need to be. We need to look at the chaos and say, I see you. I will not let you consume me. It's too easy. It's too easy to fall into the base energy vibration. It's too easy to say, you know what? I'm down here in the mud. And sometimes the mud is great. It exfoliates the skin. It gets things nice and smooth. But we can't stay there. Because sometimes we need to fall in the mud to be able to see the sky again. To be able to see our dreams. To be able to have that determined kind of grit in our teeth. To say, but this is what I'm going for. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is who I am. And as we embrace this, as we are embodied by it, as we open up the door to ourselves and to what we want and to who we are, we start to see the connection between us and spirit, between us and divinity, between us and our dreams, and what we had once given up on. Well, we're not so sure we're going to walk away from it anymore. It brings us to our subconscious public arena, and that's the King of Swords. It's the cutting through doubts and fears and negativity. It's the warrior king. In the public arena, we are warriors. And this is not a time for apologizing. This is a time for stating what we desire, for being open and honest with our words, especially to ourselves. It doesn't have to be that we're open and honest to everybody. Everybody doesn't need to know our business. But we're open and honest to ourselves to say, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I'm heading. This is where I'm headed. And with the King of Swords, he's the king that embraces the most sacred masculine energy. This is a time where we embrace the sacred masculine. We embrace the energy of fierceness. Not that the sacred feminine doesn't have it. I think our kind of arbitrary ways of describing these two is too stereotypical, kind of like Ken and Barbie, but they're not like that. Or like G.I. Joe and Barbie, that's better. What it is the sense of, I'm looking at what needs to get done, and I'm going to get it done. I'm not looking at the emotions. I'm not looking at the compassion. I'm looking at what I desire, what I want within my mind, and how to make that happen. With Mars trans Pluto, this is a time where we can really find ourselves taking off in the public arena, going after our goals, going after our dreams, breaking down doors, breaking down barriers, and really embracing where we want to stand and not letting anybody else bully us around. So that's going to be a really good thing. That really is a good thing. We could need to balance it, yeah, because we need the balance always of temperance coming in. But the King of Swords is the warrior king. And that's what we're embracing. We're putting the crown upon our head and saying, I am embracing what I need to get myself to a place of success, prosperity, and abundance, to open up the door and to move forward to what I want within my life, to what I desire. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Princess of Pentacles. We need to be mindful of only becoming concerned about the money, of being a little bit naive with our finances, with what will pay off and what won't pay off, with the people that we trust. There can be people who talk really good talks, but they don't have the experience. They don't have the training behind them. We need to be mindful of that. And we also need to be mindful of thinking something is going to be way easier than it actually is because we don't have the experience or training behind us. Our subconscious chakra energy is angels and masters. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. This is saying that our angels and our masters are connecting with us, spirit guides, divinity. They're wrapping their wings around us and they're saying, you're safe. I'm guiding you. I'm caring for you. That's what the Five of Cups is all about. It's like, if we can connect Subconsciously, we know that they're there, but if we can connect, we can heal in such a way that leads us to a place of power, that leads us to a place of being able to open our third eye to our dreams and to our desires, to what we love and to who we are. It moves us to our subconscious rooted energy. And that's the Tower. This is divinity pushing us out of our comfort zone. This is divinity saying there is more here than you will ever understand. It shakes us up, yes, most definitely. But it brings us to a place of power, tenacity, insight, and ideas. Because we're not staying comfortable. We're pushing ourselves forward. This could be that we're looking at something we always thought, oh, I want more from life. I want more for myself. But we were comfortable. And isn't there the old saying that not until the fear of where you are exceeds the fear of the unknown will you move? And that's what the Tower does. It doesn't have to do it in terrible ways. It doesn't have to do it in absolutely overwhelming ways. It can do it in very calm, very subtle ways where we start to see that we need to change. We need to move on. We need to move forward. It brings us to our subconscious inner self. And that is the Pilgrim. The Pilgrim is representative in this deck is representative of the world. And so we begin our journey because we open ourselves to the world. And I love, love, love this depiction. We open ourselves to the world, to adventure, to understanding, to having our spirit guide with us, to being able to connect to higher power, higher instincts, higher desires, and being able to say, what do I want? And where do I want to be? What is it that I desire? And what is it that is sacred to me on this journey? The world opens, yes, but it is because I opened to the world. And I am carving out my space, my place, and what I love and want. Because remember, we're all different. You know, some people love living in cities, and some people love living in the country. Some people love riding horses, and some people love riding motorcycles. Like, it doesn't matter. To find our bliss, to find our passion, to find our desire, it is time to embrace who we are and not try to make us fit into a small little box. The world is vast. Let our dreams be vast with it. It moves us to our subconscious crowned energy. Well, not crowned energy, emotional energy. And this is the Hangman. We don't see things the same way as everybody else. That's not a bad thing. We're going to think it's a bad thing. We're just subconsciously going to think, oh my goodness, you know, I'm changing my mind. I'm changing my whole entire life. This is absolute nonsense. Nobody sees it this way. This is hard. This is horrible. I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh my goodness. No, change your mind and change your life. Embrace the endless possibilities that come forward by looking at the world differently, by turning things upside down and on their head and saying, but this is me. This is what I want. This is what I desire. This is who I am. And people will try to guilt us and say, well, you're wrong. No, you're not wrong. You're different. And there's nothing wrong with different. It moves us to our subconscious public arena. And it's temperance once again. The Sagittarius energy coming forward. It's finding balance and harmony and understanding. And it's knowing that the energy that we take in, super important. Because remember, flamingos, white birds, they turn pink because of the fish that they eat. So what we take in during this time resonates out in our vibrational energy, in our aura, in our understanding of ourselves, in our power, and in our voice. We need our balance. We need to be balanced within our spirit, within ourselves, within the sense of, I'm allowed to be confident. I'm allowed to be competent. I am moving forward towards more. And that just shatters other people's expectations and brings forward our own dreams and our own desires. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the transformation to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio.